Unlike the previous sitting, the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal was filled to capacity as legal practitioners and spectators were at the tribunal to witness the final written addresses by both parties. After the petitioners and the respondents adopt their proceedings and final written addresses, lead counsel for the first respondent, INEC Oyechi Ikpeazu SAN, urged the tribunal to dismiss the petition as the petitioners failed to prove their case after they called 27 polling agents while they are challenging over 2,400 polling units. He said based on Section 138, Subsection 2 of the Electoral Act, there is no specific instruction as to how ticking of voters' name in the voters' register should be done, which the petitioners tried to prove. The INEC counsel, who cited the case of Audu Ogbe, informed the tribunal that the petitioners should have counted the ballot papers to prove their case of overvoting, noting that the table provided by the petitioners in their final written addresses contradicts their pleadings and evidence, and therefore urged the tribunal to dismiss the petition. On his part, counsel to Governor Godwin Obaseki, Wole Olanikpekun SAN, who also urged the tribunal to dismiss the petition, said the first petitioner is different from the governorship candidate of the PDP in the last governorship election based on identity. He said the petitioners during the hearing abandoned their case of corrupt practices during the election to issue of election malpractice. He said the petitioners cannot be relying on a recount of ballot papers that was not admitted in evidence, and cited a similar Supreme Court decision that the document is either admitted in evidence or rejected, maintaining that the ballot papers were not admitted. Obaseki's counsel also informed the tribunal that cases of overvoting can only be established if the number of accredited voters exceeds number of registered voters. On his part, counsel to APC Lateef Fagbemi SAN, who adopted the submissions of the first and second respondents, said the petitioners, after calling their witnesses, could not prove beyond reasonable doubt that they won the election. He said the manual that the petitioners relied was meant for INEC officials, while the INEC guideline was meant for the conduct of the election. In his argument, counsel to the petitioners, Malam Yusuf Ali SAN, prayed the tribunal to dismiss the motion filed by the respondents and declared Pastor Saige Izeyamu winner of the election. The petitioner's counsel drew the attention of the tribunal to 10 claims why the petition should succeed, as according to him, the Supreme Court has made it clear that election manual should be invoked and step by step of it should be complied with, as according to him, election manual is a subsidiary of the law. Giving 10 reasons why the petitions should succeed, Malam Yusuf Ali SAN said all allegations on non-compliance was made against INEC, and by virtue of the nature of the allegations in the petition, INEC, who is the first respondent, is in a position to answer the allegations but failed to do so. He said during the hearing, INEC failed to debunk the allegations of overvoting, multiple voting, wrongful compilation of results. The petitioner's counsel said Exhibit P0391, which is the election manual, was not meant for INEC officials, and cited a 2016 ruling of a Supreme Court in the case of Faleke versus INEC, which says that and stated that the law gave statutory backing to the manual as a subsidiary legislation which must be enforced. Malam Ali said since they have documented evidence before the tribunal, it was not necessary to call witnesses from all the units they are challenging, particularly as Pastor Saige Izeyamu, who is the first petitioner and first witness to testify before the tribunal, ventilated, demonstrated, and spoke to the exhibits when he adopted his deposition as evidence. He therefore prayed the tribunal to declare Pastor Saige Izeyamu as the duly elected governor of Edo State, having scored the highest number of lawful votes. Counsel addressed journalists at the end of the proceedings.
Well, we thank God. Well, at least we have gotten to an aspect of the matter that is quite comfortable. So, I want to thank you all. We hope for the best. We have adopted our addresses. We have done what we should do. So, it's left now in the hands of the tribunal to do its own side. And we are hopeful. Very, very hopeful. Very, very hopeful.
I want to say that on our part, for the governor, we are putting our best in the best tradition of the bar. So, the law and the facts put across to the tribunal. It's not left for the tribunal to deliver its judgment.
Well, I want to thank the tribunal and thank other members of the team, both for and against. It's been in the best tradition of the bar I also thank members of the fourth estate of the realm, that is the press, for the mature way they have been handling the proceedings from the beginning up to this point, and I urge them to continue in that spirit.
We believe we did all that we could in order to meet the very weak case presented by the petitioners.
Just like the game of football, where an extra time sometimes is needed to decide a winner, the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal may not be needing an extra time based on the fact that they have 180 days to decide this petition. The tribunal chairman, Justice Ahmed Badamasi, has reserved judgment on the petition filed by Pastor Osaige Zayamu Andrew and the People's Democratic Party. However, going by the calculation of 180 days, it is expected that the tribunal will deliver a judgment on or before on the 19th of April 2017. Edo people are eagerly waiting for this time that the tribunal will give its verdict. From the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Benin, Edo State capital, Mbiere reporting.